love and faith, I've learned to distrust the inconsistency of love as a child, then seek its defeat as a man. That I am a good man and worth loving, but if I don't know this, no one else will convince me of it. To fear God, I learned that. Then I found the courage enough to laugh at how ridiculous that notion really is. I learned to fear death. Then I learned where we sleep, we wake. So death is really just a catnap in eternity. In my life about equality, I learned to see that souls do not and never have had colors, gross incomes, degrees, titles, or IQs. Life ain't fair for almost everyone, and that makes it a bit fairer on balance. In life, I learned disenfranchisement may breed despair, but it has also bred great courage to overcome and to advance. I learned that when we lose a possession, it's possible to possess more in losing than ever possessed. In my life about work, I learned to rely on my position and possessions to define who I was, then suffer a mannequin living in my suit. To work so hard it consumed my life, then to work less and let the universe fill the vacuum. I learned if you want a new job, do it in addition to the one you have until the company hires you for it. And that everything done in love is a treasure, and all done without it is a forgotten statue in the park. In my life about freedom, I learned never argue with anyone about questions that can't be answered. Thanks, Buddha. Ignore rules that are there for no reason other than someone forgot to erase them. Believe in goodness even if it makes you appear silly or naive. Consistently do what you believe to be right, even if you're misunderstood for it. In my life of love and forgiveness, I learned we cannot love without experiencing or causing pain. But this is the admission price of intimacy. That the deepest intimacy comes from creating a place safe enough to be completely honest. That saying sorry is easy, but pulling the roots out of conflicts is much harder and more profitable. That it takes enormous courage to openly love someone who harms you, but it is possible. In my life of judgment, I learned people judge me by my actions and words, while I know my motivations and intentions. If 1,000 men think me a villain, and I think myself not, I am not. If 1,000 men think me a god, and I think me not, I am not. I describe everything according to my experience and intellect, when I need to consider everyone else's before I describe anything to anyone. In my life on courage and originality, I learned the riptide doesn't kill you. It's the adrenaline caused by fear that drains your ability to swim. That being your authentic self is the hardest thing to do consistently, but also the only thing that matters. The value of a formal education is far better understood than the advantage of not having one. And those who write the books don't always read them. In my life of personal evolution, I learned our bodies are the genetic composition of our every ancestor. So what of our soul, of our spirit? Our ancestors belong to one root, so our souls belong to each other. Our present is a collection of all past and connected in some way to all futures. Our every action will gather in a pond of unexpected consequences 1,000 years from now. In my life of diversity, I learned if I believe in believers, I am free to embrace them all. authenticity, kindness, and passion are heard without words in all languages. And every language has a different word for love, yet they all have a word for love. In my life of friendship, I learned that giving someone a second chance often pays huge dividends. That friends made for convenience rust easily, but those tested by adversity shine. And that having one person you can tell anything to is a gift more precious than gold. In my life of love and unity, I learned there is no darkness, no death, no sin, only voids of love and unity are destiny. And if we are born to love for the sake of unity, we are a gatherer to draw many to the realization of one through love. From 0 to 50.